All the links to the original posts are given in the description. So now let's head straight to the video.
TIFU by making a dinner reservation as a celebrity. This happened back in 2018 and I still regret doing it today. My wife and I were in Buffalo, NY for a friend's wedding. We checked into a hotel the night before and noticed there was a Morton's Steakhouse attached to the hotel. My wife suggested we go there for dinner and I told her I'd make reservations online once we got checked into our room. While she was taking a shower, I made the reservations. When the site asked for a name, I put in my first name Zach and was prompted to put in my last name. For some reason, I thought it'd be funny to put Galifianakis. I smirked as I confirmed the reservation and didn't think about it again. For reference, I have a beard similar to his in The Hangover and our body shapes are arguably the same, but that's about it. In a low-light setting with some distance, if someone suggested to you that I was him, you wouldn't be able to say, "No way." I usually wear a hat as well and this evening was no different. About an hour later, we headed down to the restaurant for dinner. The place was very busy. My wife approached the hostess and told her we had reservations under Zach. I was standing about 10 feet away in a sea of people, but as soon as I saw how the hostess reacted with a huge smile, I immediately remembered what I did and quickly thought to myself, "Oh fuck, they think it's really him." As I approached, I could hear the hostess tell my wife, "We've arranged a table in a more private setting for you both." My wife turned around and stared into my soul. I've seen this look so many times from her and it's always for the same reason. She mouthed, "WTF did you do?" And before I could say anything, the hostess said, "Please follow me." None of the guests could be bothered, but I could feel the eyes on me from every single person that worked there as we followed the hostess to our secluded table. Even the cooks in the kitchen stopped what they were doing to get a glimpse. It was very clear when the reservation came in, the word spread, and excitement was in the air. As the hostess handed us our menus, a very pregnant waitress approached the table, and this is where it all came crashing down. As she welcomed us to the restaurant, I blurted out, "I'm sorry, I'm not Zach Galifianakis," to which she replied with a smile, "Yep, I can see that." The look on my wife's face was priceless, but I was too deep into damage control mode to address it. I said, "I'm an idiot and thought it'd be funny and I wasn't ready for what the waitress was about to unload on me. I'm actually a huge fan of Zach and when the reservation came in, the hostess ran to the back and told my manager. He actually asked me specifically if I wanted the table because he knew how much of a fan I was. Yes, I felt fucking horrible. Luckily, she seemed to have a great sense of humor. I also think she knew I was genuine with my apology. The restaurant took our picture and signed it, "My date with Zach Galifianakis." I left her a $100 tip and signed the credit card slip, "Your number one fan Zach G." Kim, if you're reading this, I hope you and your kid are doing well. TLDR, I let the entire staff at Morton's Steakhouse in Buffalo, NY think Zach Galifianakis made reservations at 7 p.m. for two. This is a hilarious and cringe-worthy TIFU story. The Opus's decision to make a dinner reservation under the name Zach Galifianakis as a joke led to a series of awkward and amusing situations. The reactions of the restaurant staff, especially the enthusiastic waitress, and the way they accommodated what they believed was a celebrity in their midst were priceless. The Opus's realization of their mistake when the hostess reacted with a huge smile, and the subsequent interaction with the waitress added to the humor of the situation. The way the Opus tried to save face by admitting their deception and then receiving a photograph with a message from the waitress, "My date with Zach Galifianakis," and leaving a generous tip, was a fitting end to the story. It's a reminder that sometimes well-intentioned jokes can lead to unexpected consequences, but it's heartwarming to see how the waitress handled the situation with humor and grace. And the personal message at the end to Kim, the waitress, shows a genuine appreciation for her understanding. In the end, it's a memorable story that the Opus will likely never forget, and it certainly gave the restaurant staff something to talk about for a while. Now let's move on to story 2. TIFU by asking out my friend. Not today, but a week ago. I met a girl 4 months ago in college. At the time, she told me she wasn't ready for a relationship and I was genuinely cool with it because I wasn't really looking to date at the moment either. Over time we remained friends and became pretty close. We talked on the phone just about every day for a few hours and saw each other about once a week, sometimes more and usually one-on-one. Even though she made it clear she just wanted to be friends, I ended up catching feelings and asking her if she wanted a relationship. She was caught off guard and kinda surprised. She ended up letting me down easy and saying she wasn't interested. It sucks because, aside from being rejected, I felt like I lost a good friend for thinking with my dick and not listening to what she said. Part of me feels dumb for asking, another part of me feels like shit for ruining the friendship. TLDR, I asked out a good friend and she rejected me and I feel like I lost a good friend. It's understandable that you were caught up in your feelings and decided to take the chance by asking your friend out. It's never easy to navigate these situations, and it's important to remember that it's okay to express your feelings and take risks in relationships. It's also worth noting that honesty and open communication are important in any friendship or potential romantic involvement. However, it's also important to respect the boundaries and wishes of your friend. She had been clear about her feelings and intentions from the beginning, and it was your choice to express your own. Rejection can be difficult, but it's a part of life and a risk when pursuing romantic interests with friends. The good news is that you've learned an important lesson about the importance of communication and the need to be mindful of both your own feelings and the feelings of others in these situations. While it might feel challenging right now, with time and some effort, you can rebuild your friendship if you both value your connection as friends. Remember, friendships can evolve and change over time, and this experience doesn't necessarily mean the end of your friendship. It's a chance to reflect and grow. Now for the third story. TIFU by apologizing during a confrontation. Okay, so I know this is nowhere as big as the other stories here. I'm a huge people pleaser and I've been trying to work on it and not let PPL step all over me all the time. Well, today I was sitting alone in my university cafeteria. I get up to fill my bottle and I'm gone for less than 2 minutes. When I returned, this guy was sitting on my table and my bag was on another table. Usually I let things slide, but I was having a shit morning and I got a little irritated, so I decided to confront him. I was going to walk up to him and let him know that it was pretty rude to move someone's belongings away like this. Here's how the conversation went instead. Me, excuse me, my bag was on this table. Him, looks blank for a minute, yes. Me, and you moved it to that table. Him, yes. Me, that was pretty rude. I'm sorry, rushes away before he replies. I have been cringing ever since and I'm so mad because I have absolutely no idea why I apologized. Also, I've seen him around before ... and I'm pretty sure I'll see him again and I don't want to. TLDR, went to call someone out on something, panicked and apologized to them instead. Don't be too hard on yourself for this situation. It sounds like you're actively working on becoming more assertive, and that's commendable. Confrontation can be intimidating, especially for someone who tends to be a people pleaser. In this instance, it seems your anxiety got the better of you, and you ended up apologizing when you intended to assert yourself. It's not uncommon for people to react this way when they feel anxious or unsure. Remember, personal growth is a process, and these things take time. Your response may not have been what you intended, but it's a step in the right direction. The important thing is that you recognize the need to stand up for yourself, even if it didn't go as planned. As you continue to work on becoming more assertive, you'll likely get better at handling these situations and expressing your concerns without feeling the need to apologize for it. So, don't dwell on this moment too much. Instead, use it as a learning experience to build your confidence for future confrontations. It's all part of your journey towards becoming more assertive and self-assured.
If you like the story, hit the like and don't forget to subscribe the channel, and thanks for watching.